How startups use AI agentic employees to get faster, leaner, and more productive. So, this is like the beginning of a new era where we're becoming these agentic first companies, where we're using AI employees, digital employees, to really launch our companies to the next level of startups. These are the 6 bullet points that we're going to cover today. AI native era implementations, what AI native competition means for your startup right now, learning company AI execution, how top teams deploy AI agentic employees to increase speed and efficiency. Three, growth and differentiation opportunities. Sorry, where AI creates the largest growth and differentiation upside. Here we go. Sorry, I got this thing covering my screen. Uh, uh, Workflow and team redesign, how to redesign workflows and teams around AI. Um, Adoption pitfalls to avoid, the most common adoption failures, and how to prevent them. And I just got to minimize this or something. Here we go. Durable competitive advantage, principles that sustain advantage in the AI driven market. So these are just kind of the 6 general areas that we're going to talk about, and yeah, let's keep it rocking. The operating model in one sentence. So AI agentic employees are AI workers with a clear scope, tools, handoff, and accountability managed to your team. So tool adoption only. So this is like the beginning of it. Tool adoption would be productivity. You're going to see your productivity bump appear, but the impact stays fragmented and hard to scale. So this is just like in the very beginning. You need to keep moving forward to make it really happen. And then tools plus the isolated pilots, you're going to figure out which kind of pilot programs within your company that you're starting to use these AI employees in are going to have local wins emerge, but value without standard workflows and role reassign. So, is there? Does anybody have a company that they're trying to make agentic right now that they have already adopted any tools to do that yet? Is anybody working on that right now? Feel free to chime in, please.
I think Elizabeth said yes. So, Elizabeth, I'm gonna unmute you if you want to chat about it.
Yeah, sure. I have a small fashion brand, as well as I'm developing an education platform for small businesses and AI. But I've been building out in both Claude as well as the Gemini Enterprise app in the cloud environment. I found the cloud environment to be somewhat challenging, in Gemini Enterprise app for small businesses. But I definitely in working in both, it's been really great. It's given me a lot of clarity and understanding also that different models are good for different things. I think one of the biggest challenges that I have found though too is that we need dynamic data if you're going to be truly agentic. And so figuring out your data layer, your source of truth, is really important. For us right now, our source of truth is NetSuite, and we want to move off of NetSuite because the data itself and the context knowledge needs to be very dynamic. So that's one thing that I'm looking to try to get some clarity on today.
Okay, so specifically, uh, what's your actual question though? So you're you're using NetSuite right now, and you're trying to do what with it? Sorry, go ahead. Let me pull this up. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I keep trying to share this, and
Wait,
it's
I unmuted her.
Sorry about that. Yeah, the question I have now, so for a lot of companies, the source of truth has been a very static data layer with maybe accounting kind of being more the root of the source of truth, especially for SKUs, if you're a CPG company. And so right now, we want to have the like dynamic data. We want to be able to search for real time, um, like whether it's pop culture or whatever it is, so that our data is relevant in the search model for things that are important to the consumer. And so trying to figure out, is that data layer going to be in Sanity, or is it going to be in, just a regular database doesn't seem to work, because you also need to have an easier way for people to be able to not only look and like, humans to look at the data, but also that layer also needs to be ready to be put into HTML right away. So that's one of the questions that I have.
Yeah, hey Miles, you want to hit this one? Miles, where you at? It's okay.
There we
Well,
go.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah, okay.
Marianne, please make sure I'm unmuted the rest of the presentation. We want to be careful um, not to take there's so many people on this chat. We really need to move the presentation along. Do apologize. We can't get to kind of very specific company by a company account, but if you want to connect with us after, send us a LinkedIn request, maybe a request to talk after. But we have about hundreds of maybe 100 people or more watching this,
Uh,
and Justin really needs to move on just for the sake of time.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, basic stuff. I mean, your tools can scrape the internet and find just the most relevant new social media trends and stuff, and pull them in based on your keywords, and figure out what's most relevant at the time. So I don't think there'll be
Hey,
too much, but yeah,
what
you can push forward with that.
What Justin is getting at here, though, just so we're all clear, we're entering into an AI era, which having only AI tools, AI that simply helps you, get discrete projects and tasks done, doesn't cut it anymore. You absolutely will get run over by your competition if you don't have a solution, an AI system, a fully agentic system like an AI employee that knows the entirety about your company and uses that context to move forward as a real project factory. This is the AI native operating model Justin's getting at. So
Right.
it learns your playbooks. It takes full ownership and it moves forward. This is the era we're moving into. Yes, we're in tools, we're in isolated pilots. People are stringing together a bunch of different tools. But just to be clear, what we're getting at here, how to win in the AI era, we really need to be forward thinking and really understand. We need a comprehensive solution to these. So yeah, it's a big slide. So Justin, if you could move things along, Marianne, if you could make sure I can stay, I'll just
Yeah.
stay unmuted,
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
AI native operation model, standardizing your playbook, clear ownership and performance that improves every cycle. So you're going to make sure that these AI employees really have their role, their specific tasks, and they know about your company, they know what they're doing, and every single time they're going to learn. So these AI employees that we're talking about will be self-learning, self-improving, and they'll be able to push forward on different elements of your company, wherever you're going to strategically put them. So we got the AI era implications. What AI native era means for startup execution and economics. AI native leaders complete um, on cycle time, learning speed to cost delivered, not team size alone. So, we're talking about the efficiency gains that are going to be seen with the new implementation of your AI employees. So the value is going to shift from labor hours to outcome systems. So, you have right now, on everyone on your team is getting paid, for the amount of time that they're there, but that's really going to shift to deliverables. with these AI employees because they are not hourly workers. They work on exactly how much they perform. So teams that orchestrate AI to deliver full outcomes outperform teams that only add co-pilots. So someone was talking about co-pilots earlier, but let's where AI employees are going to push well beyond co-pilots. So the AI employees are really there to actually complete the task end to end with minimal instruction. Once they're fully trained, they'll know all about your company. They'll know exactly the direction of where you're going and why. Your color schemes, your fonts that you like to use, whatever it may be, and they will be able to implement, much faster. Execution speed is now a strategy variable. Faster iteration across product, go to market, and operations compounds into market share gains. So your speed is actually going to be your one of your biggest assets. Once you have these AI employees, so you're going to have other companies that are going to fall behind because they don't have this. They're still stuck in this era where they have tons of employees, and these employees have to all get on board and understand what's going on. These AI employees can pivot almost instantly. So if there's something that changes, in the news, or something that will affect your company and where it should be headed, you'll be able to instantly pivot and maintain that and move much faster than other companies that haven't really adopted this technology yet. Capability design is replacing chart design, winning companies redesign roles around human judgment and AI execution loops. So I mean, there used to be company roles. These humans used to do them. But now you're basically just going to use humans to do this kind of like judgment on the actual AI execution loop. So you're going to have, uh, you know, um, your AI employees that are going to be completing the tasks, almost end to end, but you have that strategic human in the loop that's going to be able to kind of sign off on what's happening. So you could have all your investor emails written out, and it can do the research on these people. It can figure out, if they are, what their funds about, what their portfolio is, what their who they are, and then it'll draft specific emails for them, based on them in particular. So it can go and scrape their LinkedIn and read their bios and figure out what's going on and draft all these emails. But you don't want it to just like send those out, so because you should definitely at least take a look at them before you're just dropping those. And that's but that speed efficiency of not having to go do all that web scraping yourself, not have to go and just deep dive into all these people. You can just pull up this draft and make it happen, is very advantageous to the new age of startups. Anybody have
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead, Miles.
yeah, like super important, guys, to get this. Justin, can you provide just like a few quick examples? There was some, probably some questions about what this means exactly, or what this looks like in practice. Like two examples of what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, we had a list of investors and companies that may be interested in us that we got as a part of a demo day, and it had their LinkedIn email and like a very like their name and picture. And so I was able to just dump that whole list into our AI employee and have it go and do research on all these people, figure out which ones were investors, figure out which ones funds matched our group, and go and do a little bit of research on them and draft individual emails, all letting them know that we had a good time at the demo day, and that we and a little bit kind of some personal information about them to make them feel like we really knew them and what was going on with their company, and then and then it would and drafted an awesome email, letting them know that we wanted to schedule a meeting with them about investment, and I sent these out, and we ended up getting a lot of investors messaging us back, because of this, because and I looked at them to make sure that they weren't wild, but it was great. It was cool to see to see it implemented in this way. So it went
Yeah.
and did the research and came back to me with good drafts that actually made sense.
And Justin, real briefly, a couple more examples I think would help of Preston completing kind of mini projects entirely from end to end.
Okay, let's talk about the lip sync.
Yeah, yeah, we have like a ton of examples, but whichever one.
Yeah, so I was building an avatar project for our company with Preston. Preston's our digital
Briefly.
employee. Yeah,
Yeah,
and basically we had an issue with one of the APIs that we were using, Simile, and Simile is a lip syncing API, so it'll you just kind of like move the mouth of the avatar, and it kept on overcharging us, kept on billing us. We'd put in like $20 for that day, and it would just drain that $20, even though it was supposed to be like 10,000 hours worth of minutes or something. So I told Preston, I said, hey, there's something going on with the billing of Simile, and I need you to figure out what's going on and fix it. And he comes back to me about 20 minutes later, and he's like, all right, I think it's a back end issue with Simile's API. And so I just downloaded PyTorch, and I trained my own model. I'm self-hosting it on my VM, and it's running now. Go ahead and take a look, and it's working perfectly. He's figured it out. And so he proactively on his own decided to like create his own LLM, host it on his virtual machine, and it was a very small 2 million parameter LLM, and then it worked, and it was great, and no graphics card needed, just straight on the CPU. And yeah,
yeah,
it was pretty awesome to see him just kind of take the lead like that and push forward. I mean, he knew it wasn't going live to anybody except for us, so it wasn't something that really needed that approval. But yeah, it was good that yeah, he just did it, and it worked great. It's pretty awesome.
yeah. There's so many examples of this. I just want everyone to understand what's possible now in July of 2026. Like real project factories, real software factories is what we're trying to describe. Is what everyone needs today in July of 2026. So another example of many, just so we all understand, is I received an email with our Google Cloud provider, and I didn't understand. It said your rate limit has been increased in a particular port or something like that. I'm trying to remember, but this was, gosh, coming up on 3 months ago or 2 months ago now.
Google Cloud
Um,
Services.
so many examples we can give of and Preston utilized his email we enabled him with, fully tooled, and decided to reach out to our Google Cloud provider to request an increase because he was informed, we always have to build our systems for scalability. So if our customer base increased by 100x, will our platform be able to handle the traffic? And Preston proactively decided to do that. And so he does health checks on a regular basis. He goes in and checks our code base for bugs on a regular basis, truly on a scheduled job, and actually decides dynamically how often, these things. Quite literally everything needs to be grounded in truth, grounded in the actual knowledge of your company, have the core mission of your company, remember that well, and take that information and then actually execute and deliver proactively, running in the background. So in July of 2026, right now, as of today, these systems are very expensive, but so is labor. And we're not here to necessarily replace labor. And that's not our goal or intent. But labor is being augmented and multiplied unbelievably. And you will see if you're at the forefront of this, you will have maximum amount of capability to hire more than your competitors ever will be able to because of the multiplication power, the
You're
multiplying productivity power of AI. And you will have a big AI spend right now, but right now the foundation models are coming down. So if you have a system that works really well, such that it learns, it remembers, and compounds that information, to improve itself over time, you will have what is equivalent to autonomous agents running your organization. These systems are possible today, is our point.
Yeah, and we're using them right now. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think kind of what I was getting at is like your company is going to grow because of the productivity, and you'll end up hiring even more people, even though they're more efficient. Your company will just grow like exponentially, exploding because of the ability that you have to serve your customers even faster and cheaper and better. So they will, your like everything will just increase. So you'll actually end up with more people doing more work faster and serving more customers and growing your company even faster.
yeah.
So, uh,
Susan said, I want to set up an LLM locally. Just maybe a little a side trail. I'm passionate about this. I've tried this so many times trying to save money on open source models. And open source models are able to be downloaded and ran locally. But I want to caution you, like Susan and others who think about this, is that these models are still very fragile and you can't use them for everything. There's a lot of tasks that need a lot of reasoning and accuracy that requires some of the frontier models even today. This
yeah,
will change over time, but be cautious about this. I've tried this many times from my experience. But yeah, and it's okay to set up for the future, but just know it's a challenge.
yeah, I've ran a lot of local models. Actually, I was really excited about it, and yeah, I did a lot of work with the Edge AI for these are smaller models that can be run on these smaller systems, like on your laptop or something. But you really need like a beastly computer with one hell of a GPU in order to run anything that's got any sort of real power to it. And
Mhm.
even like some of the best open source models that you can find aren't really going to compete, with these, brand new, like Fable 5 and stuff like that. You're not going to see Edge AI case with a model that's going to be competitive to that, unless you're running a $10 million rig or something like that. But if you can put together a maybe probably like a $30,000 rig, you'll be able to run some pretty powerful models on them that definitely do have some capabilities and can definitely have some performance. And there's new technology coming out
Yeah,
all the time.
let's move things along with
Yeah.
short questions, short replies. Alex said should startups be worried if they're too late, if they're starting at stage one right now? What timeline do you see the industry moving through the adoption of AI?
You should definitely be worried, and that should make you move even faster. You should definitely jump on, using these tools as fast as possible. You have AI companies that were started 2 years ago that are now being disrupted by new agentic companies that are being started, 3 months ago. So you're you're seeing this a very fast pace going through this AI world, and it's not just about picking one thing and locking on it. You need to just kind of understand that it's a fast, rapid transforming kind of ecosystem of AI that you'll see advancements being made from different people all over this.
Unbelievably
You know?
fast, yeah.
Yeah,
To add to, oh, go
gotta
ahead.
pull you gotta pull those insights, pull those advancements, and just lock them into your company and start at least doing experimentation with them and see if the technology is quite ready to be pushed. And you're never on time. You're always too early or you're too late, and the best place to be is a little bit too early. you know
Yeah, guys, yeah, to add to what Justin's saying, it is unbelievably fast moving. That actually does leave a lot of opportunity for really strategic like founders and entrepreneurs and companies to pivot quickly. There are ways to pivot quickly. There's ways to integrate quickly. So don't be discouraged necessarily. What you really want to see where the ball is going, and there's plenty of opportunity. Guys, we are just at not even inning one of nine, baseball innings is the analogy I use. Like we are just at the very beginning of this AI revolution. We're using most of the market is still utilizing these as tools. These are marketing campaigns that go out to large enterprises, these pilot programs, and we can look at the data, and most of them are failing for a reason. AI adoption is trying hard to push forward, but it has barely scratched the surface. So there is plenty of opportunity if you're strategic, if you're forward thinking, if you're able to intercept where the value is in the layer of value creation in the AI stack from the foundation models to model routing all the way up to the application layer. So there is plenty, and there's so much to unpack there, but there is plenty of opportunity. If you're really good at what you do, if you're an N of one, if you are a rock star and you multiply your skills, that's simply massive value enough. If you have a digital twin of you as a rock star, or a rock star you partner with, you are going to create, unimaginable wealth, for your company and for investors and add value to the world. So this is really a time to multiply what you're already good at. You can't just take value out of nowhere. This is a multiplication. This is a multiplication era. Not just a take advantage of the technology era. Because what you want to look for is where you differentiate. If there is major differentiation in what you do, then there's opportunity. If there's not already, it is tough. Everyone else can be doing the same thing. And so what used to be differentiated before is now, decentralized. Everyone can clod code. Not everyone can multiply, the rock star. Um, so yeah, probably let's move on. I'll kind of aggregate the questions as we go along.
Yeah. Let's just talk about the different phases of real implementation of this. Phase one, your assisted individuals use AI tools for task accelerations, impact, ad hoc, and uneven. It's not really going to push you that much forward, especially in today's day and age. And then we have augmented workflows. So we're talking about individual what they call AI agents. So agents have a very specific workflow. These are not AI employees; they're agents, and AI is embedded into a defined workflow and carries a meaningful execution load. So there's big differences between an agent that can take from QuickBooks and put into Google Sheets than there is from in a real autonomous employee that understands your company. And can execute across any workflow, spawns his own sub agents, chooses his own models, decides his own workflow on the fly, remembers everything about your company. That's not an agent. That's a real autonomous employee. So autonomous outcomes, AI owns bounded outcomes end to end with human review and key judgment points. So you're going to end up on phase three, and the it's getting a bit more advanced. You're going to have kind of like a super agent that actually owns the end-to-end outputs. And the super agent would be like having several discrete agents, that are orchestrated by a main orchestration agent that can pick from any of those, and it's going to bring your outcomes to this. And then you have the AI native operations where you have a real digital employee, and the workflow, ownership, team design metrics are built around continuous AI execution. So the AI execution, it would be your real digital employees, and what this is actually talking about is almost designing your workflow to be, easily digested and output from these, from these AI employees. So you're going to give them the best shot, the best crack at it, so that they can really execute and deliver what they need to for you. Miles, sorry, Miles, do you have anything to add to that?
No,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, we have to understand we're entering an era of AI employees and not just discrete AI agents. Yeah, and Justin was hinting at this. We have to really think about again where the hockey puck is going to, and think what is the next unlock. Some of the to answer someone's question, really the agentic layer that's breaking out right now is coding agents and research agents are working really well, and you're seeing those break out right now, but those are kind of specific domains. We're talking about agents that are very reliable, that deliver outcome and whole projects. These are much more nuanced. These are have a lot of edge cases in specific domains. This is possible to build at this layer right now. And if we thought the foundation models were unbelievably, fast accumulating, wealth generators, just wait until AI employees come on the scene, and they're literally setting up factories for products to get work, and new AI companies are starting to approach the amount of work that gets done approaches that AI is doing approaches 100% within a company. This is the future. This is coming to a theaters near you. So this is just something to think about and lean into, and to go where
And
the hockey puck is going.
Miles, what was that guy's company that we were hanging out at the Somu Social with? We went there to meet up and talk about stuff. I mean, his was kind of like the front end, where like can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, Abo. Yeah. Well, he built. Basically, he's building kind of AI employees for like a super product manager. So I mean, these are the kind of things you want to think about. They do all the A/B testing. They test different segments. They have different types of their web app. They come back with to large companies with actionable insights to like move forward, like a fully end-to-end delivered uh you know product management insight data driven cycle for the enterprise. Really interesting what we're seeing, and that's the kind of forward thinking. Like, is this like delivering? Is this delivering real true value every time? And the insight there is that for everyone building at this layer, talking about this forward thinking, is it has to be context based. It has to be you have to have a lot of insights in a domain to do this. This guy is a head product manager of JP Morgan. I mean, I'm talking about like real deep insights, not like I think I know how this works. He like really knows and has been doing this for decades, type of stuff.
Yeah,
And these are things. If you're not sure, you need to ask the right questions to some of the frontier models and really dig in. And it's hard. We don't even know the right questions to ask these models, but this is the opportunity we're talking about to learn.
yeah. How leading companies use AI, how leading startups use AI agentic employees to move faster and run leaner. The teams target measurable gains in speed, quality, productivity in 1 quarter. So you're going to end up with shorter cycle times, higher decision qualities, lower cost deliverables, great team throughput, and the industry, or sorry, um, uh, they instrument each workflow with baseline versus post-launch metrics, then revisit gains into the next execution loop. So here, just read that again. Baselines, each metrics, each execution loop. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, this is just a breakdown of how you're going to get these productivity gains with these speed and quality over your over your competitors who really are not using these AI employees. These are these, like a list of benefits basically. Let's check this out. Bullet point 4. workflow and team redesign, how to redesign startup workflows and teams around AI agentic employees, startup with one higher focus, high friction workflow, redesign ownership, handoff, and execution before scaling. So uh, basically, there's we got workflow selection. You want to prioritize work with high volume, high friction, and high cost of delay. So you want to start out with tasks that are, they take a lot of time. They're not something that people really want to be doing, like, maybe reading all the emails all day long, or just going through all this data, and you're going to prioritize those for AI augmentation first. You want to put your digital employees on the tasks that are really sucking up the most of your time, and and kind of and where they're going to be easily implemented. So you want to get the basically you just want to get the most gain from the fastest implementation right off the bat, and that's going to really change the how much time you have to really focus on these harder tasks and more detailed implementation of the AI employees. So you're going to start with these really mundane, repetitive tasks that take a lot of time, and then you're going to move forward to these kind of more advanced, detailed tasks that it really needs to know about your company. It really needs to know about your execution style, what you guys are going for, and it may be a little bit harder to implement because
Right.
when you do this, the easy tasks first that are really redundant, that gives you more time to really implement this on those larger tasks and stuff. Go ahead, Miles. Sorry.
Yeah, well, we have about 5 minutes, so let's calibrate on kind of the where we're going. I know we're on slide 7 of 14, and
Sorry, guys.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll click through a couple of them as he's talking. You guys can take a read.
yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, this is where to start, but you really want to know, like, you really need to have a learning agent, a learning AI employee that learns. This is kind of our main point, and you'll be spending most of the time teaching it at first. But as it grows with you and your company, it should learn just about every standard operating procedure about your company, be in all the meetings. I mean, we're describing a system that really needs to be, the point solution for all information in, all information out. It needs to be secure, it needs to have permissions and governance based on who's utilizing it at this time. But this is the kind of system you want to be looking for into the future, because AI employees need all this context. Employees need all this context. So just a paradigm shift about where the hockey puck is going. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So look at that. We're on slide 11. How amazing. All right. Common adoption pitfalls. So we have tools first thinking, like people who are just trying to use LLMs and not actually move forward into agentic companies. Unclear ownership standards. Pilot wins with no scaling path. No value measurement discipline, and control gap discovered too late. So these are things that can kind of mess up implementation into this new AI era. Like not pushing forward with the latest tools. Not really having these tools have real ownership of specific areas of your company. Like not really teaching them everything they need to know. Pilot wins would be like when you have it, on a small pilot program in your company, like something that's that you have it work on, but you didn't really think about actually having it work with the entire company, just like something small, and then it's not really able to scale. Not really measuring the output, so you end up with putting these things on projects and tasks that they're may not be very good at, or it may not be able to complete these tasks, without more training or better implementation, and then control gaps discovered too late. So that'd be like your AI employees is sending invitations to the ball game to your investors, and you discover this too late. You don't want to be there. So the fixes are on this side. Start from business outcomes and design the workflows. Assign single thread owners and explicit operating tasks. Design for scale from day one. Data roles and governance. Track value weekly, cycle time, quality, cost, and throughput. Build controls early, and treat trust as growth enabler. So once you really trust these AI employees, they can do a lot more for you. And I could tell you that Preston, which is our AI employee, we actually trust him a lot, and he's able to do some pretty incredible things because we've seen him work and operate, and we've trained him so much. So it's you don't that trust doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come with choosing the best one. It comes with working with these things day in and day out, and being able to really train them on everything that they need to know.